So I woke up this morning to reports of a shooting at Santa Fe High School outside of Houston, Texas. And I mean, I don't even know what to think at this point. You know, it's just this sort of thing happens too much in this country. In this video, I'm going to talk about the situation, you know, what occurred. I have a video of one of the students talking about his experience during the shooting. I've got some of the information about the shooter himself, and then at the end, I'm going to share something interesting with you guys, so stay tuned for that. But I'm going to try to whiz through this really quick. So, obviously, 9 students and 1 teacher killed. University of Texas Medical Branch received 3 patients, 2 adults, and 1 student under 18. And one of the adults is in surgery, so we'll keep you guys updated on their conditions. Most of the updates I'll keep on my Instagram page, 2_savage_4_Democrats, or my Twitter at TSF Networks. Now, the police and the Santa Fe Independent School District announced that explosives were found at the school and off campus. So this guy came with a pistol and a shotgun, and he had explosives. So this wasn't just your average school shooter. This was somebody who wanted to do a lot of damage. This is somebody who was not, I mean, he was trying to kill a lot of people. I mean, the most shooters are, obviously, but bringing explosives, like, that's some heavy stuff. Now, there was aerial footage that they were reported, and I'm not going to share this with you guys. Obviously, I'm not going to show it because it's terrible stuff, but it showed bloody students running out of the building. Bloody students. Now, this could be their blood, it could be their peers' blood, whatever, but students with blood on them were running out of the building, trying to run for their lives. Now, we have people, Nancy Pelosi, Roseanne Barr, people on the right too, that are just politicizing this shooting already. Meanwhile, there's students who are going to be scarred for life because they had their peers' blood on them as they were running out of the building. Footage obviously also showed students being taken to an ambulance and a white sheet covering what is assumed to be a dead body outside. Which this is, I mean, this, it's hard for me to talk about stuff like this, honestly, because these are just students. They're just going to school. They're young. The guy we're going to watch the clip of him today, he's 18 years old. You know, the dude's 18. No 18-year-old should have to live through something like this. No person should have to live through something like this. And the fact that there are people out there who are willing to do this just shows that there is true evil in our society. True evil. Because there is nothing more evil than taking a life from an innocent person, taking a life from somebody else. That is, I mean, there's no other way to describe it besides evil. And this dude, this evil person, 17-year-old Dimitrios Petoragits, he played defensive end for the school's football team in his freshman year. He was a junior at the school. His Facebook page cited a connection to the Marines, but a U.S. Marine Corps spokesperson said that he is not affiliated with the Marines. He is also a member of the dance squad at a local Greek Orthodoxy church. And he had a picture on his Facebook. Now, you know, when you got these shooters, there's always that red flag. There's always that thing. It's very rare that somebody just gets up and starts killing people, right? They've got a past of mental illness. They've exhibited signs of that mental illness and intent to do something like this in the past. And usually we get a hint of that. And obviously you can't keep track of all of that, and we're going to get to that later in the video. But he had a picture on his Facebook with a shirt that said "Born to Kill" that had German nationalist iconography on the shirt. Now, I don't think you wear a shirt like that unless you're planning on killing people, right? I don't think very many people have a "Born to Kill" shirt. All right, so obviously maybe people reported this. We don't know if he had a past yet, you know, with the police, with law enforcement. That information has not come out yet. Again, I will keep you guys updated on that as soon as I hear about that. But yeah, so that's his information. His Facebook page has now been taken down, but that could be it right there. The picture with that shirt, that could be a sign. And that's something we need to watch out for. I mean, we need to do a better job of watching out. Obviously, the Parkland shooter had a history with authorities. 17 run-ins with the law or something like that. It's just crazy. They found him shooting chickens once, you know, but they didn't go after him. And it's just, this has happened on numerous occasions. But anyway, I've got a video here from one of the students at the school talking about his situation. So I want to play that for you guys right here, and then I'll share with you guys my thoughts on the issue. But let's watch this video from one of the students right here.
And they told us to start getting back because we thought it was like a chemical thing again. And so we ended up getting back further, and then all of a sudden they told us to run. At that time, we heard 3 loud gunshots. At that online, make sure where to go, all that stuff. I am 18 years
Got you.
All right, so that's all from there. They just go on and talk to him about, you know, who he is and everything like that. But yeah, so he wasn't in the school because the shooter pulled the fire alarm, which obviously is a tactic that's been used before. It pulls people out of their classrooms, obviously, then they start, you know, running outside. The shooter's got easy access. So he was following the procedure. He was outside of the school, and you know, they were saying, you got to run now. There's people, so they started running, and this is terrible stuff. And there were actually reports from inside the school, you know, people on the phone with their mothers talking about stuff like that. There's actually a quote from a guy down here. Let's see if I can find it. I was looking at it earlier. Of a student that was just surprised. Yeah, so his name was, he's a 10th grader, Dakota Schradner. It's a girl. And she heard alarms go off and students exited to run to the grassy area. And then she heard gunshots and the scream of run, run. And she goes, the world. I just don't like what it's becoming. Every school shooting, kids getting killed, innocent kids getting killed. No family should have to suffer that just because somebody wants to be selfish and go out and hurt other people. It's just not right. And I think that's how we all feel. You know, I mean, that is really reflective of how we all feel in this situation. Like, nobody should have to deal with that. Nobody. It's not fair. It's not fair because people are evil, but there is evil in the world. Now, I want to talk about protecting and preventing future attacks. And I'm not going to get into a whole gun control thing because I'm not doing that. But I think it's disgusting that there are people that are unwilling to do certain things that could save lives because gun control has become such a political issue. It has become such a political issue, a right-left issue, that people are unwilling to compromise because they think that they will lose votes. Now, a lot of people say, Dylan, you're against gun control, you're against that. Yeah, I'm against gun control, gun-free zones because they don't work and they violate our Constitution. I'm not against those because I'm a Republican. That's a common misconception. I am not against gun control, I am not against gun-free zones because of the fact that I'm a Republican. I am against gun control and gun-free zones because, number one, they violate the Constitution, and number two, they don't work. Gun control does not work. And I've made videos about this before. It's like punishing the entire class for something that one student did. It does not work. The criminals are not going to follow the laws. This guy wasn't allowed to have bombs, explosives, but he brought them anyway, right? He wasn't allowed to bring a gun on the campus. He did it anyway. The gun-free zone does not work. That is why I'm against gun-free zones. But something as simple as training and arming teachers or arming people on campus, people are against that because they don't want to compromise on an issue that they could lose votes on. I mean, it's disgusting. It is. There's no other way to describe it. It just shows our society and how political we've become. You know, I mean, why? If you claim to care about the lives of the people that are lost, which I think everybody does, right? Even these people who are being political about it, they care, but they just refuse to listen to the other side. People would be saved. These students may not have been killed if we had gotten armed people in that school beforehand. Now, obviously, we don't have all the details. Maybe there were, and I don't know about that yet. So, but I'm assuming there weren't. Obviously, if the shooter killed 9 people and injured 1. Now, he was obviously captured. He's in custody. But I mean, lives could be saved here. Lives could be saved. And the people who are unwilling to negotiate and just try things. What's the harm in trying? How are you going to criticize something before you try it? We've tried gun control. We've tried gun-free zones. They don't work. Now, how are the people who are, you know we've tried that. They're unwilling to try out arming people on campus, training and arming teachers. They're unwilling to do that. They criticize it before even seeing the results of it. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, how could you be so, caught up in politics to get to a point like this? I mean, this is where our country is. This is where we are. Any issue that we have to deal with, it doesn't matter if it's gun control, abortion, whatever. Nobody can compromise because everything has become political. Why are gun rights? The Constitution is not a political document. I mean, technically it is, but it's not a right-left document. It's a document that is the base of our country, the foundation of our country. It's keeping our country in check. That's not something that the right accepts and the left doesn't. That's asinine. Everybody should embrace that. It's not a political document. It's a foundational document. Gun rights, therefore, are also not a political issue. It's a foundational issue. It's not there to hunt. It's not there to, it's there to defend against an oppressive government and defend against people who wish to do you harm, like in this instance. So just think about that for a second. If you're watching this video, you support gun control, or you're against the idea of arming teachers in schools, or doing whatever it is, bring me more ideas. Comment more ideas down below of how we can save lives. Because that's what we need to do. That comes first. The politics, that does not come first. But people put it first, unfortunately. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos. I'll catch up with you guys next time. Bye-bye.